Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today from the Better Business Bureau. I got to slow down here. It's Tiffany Schultz. Tiffany, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for continuing to come back and be a part of this show. We appreciate it. And today we're going to have our business segment, and we're focusing on cash flow best practices for business. Cash, cash, cash. That's where it's at. Got to have it flowing, or else you're gonna be in trouble.
Cash is king.
I wasn't going to say it, but there it is. It is king. So small business owners need that cash flow to come in, and these tips, you may be like, well, of course these are, but are you following all of these? It'll be interesting. So what do you say? What does BBB say to help move some cash into businesses?
82% of business owners who closed up shop within the past year closed up shop when they cited cash flow reasons as a primary factor for closing up their business. So you need cash in order to operate. And one of the easiest things to do is make sure that you stay on top of your invoicing. If you invoice once a month, make sure that those invoices go out and get collected upon. If you invoice per service, don't wait. Send the invoice right away, and perhaps even give a little bit of a discount for somebody to pay quicker. So really stay on top of that invoicing, and your cash flow will remain happy too.
People outside that might not know about small business and stuff, you don't really think about that. You're like, oh, they're going to do the service, and everything's just going to flow and go. That back work is a lot of work to collect and send and go to the bank or whatever it's going to be. It's a lot of work.
And you can even take a credit card at the time of service too to make it really easy. That way you don't have to send out any type of invoicing and wondering if you're going to collect. It gets paid right then and there.
Going into the planning side of things, conducting a cash forecast or just financial projections, so important.
This is critical in business. Whether you plan weekly, monthly, yearly, it's important to know where that cash is coming from and when that cash is coming in. You may have some larger accounts that maybe pay on a regular basis. You know that you can expect that money maybe at the end of the month, or maybe they pay every 2 months, every 3 months. But a cash analysis is going to give you an opportunity to see where your holes are and when to expect a higher level of cash coming in versus those dips in your cash flow.
Yeah, you just got to plan. I mean, just like your daily life. I mean, business has got to plan and be ready for those ups and downs and everything else in between. Reduce your variable costs where possible. What could those be?
Any variable expense that you really don't need right now, maybe it's a subscription of some sort that you're subscribed to for your business. You really don't need it. It's not going to affect any type of business operations. It's probably best to terminate that expense and reallocate that cash for something that you do need.
Another one that you suggest here is lease equipment. Interesting perspective.
Leasing is always better than buying in most cases. You get to use the best of the best equipment for possibly the same cost. You don't have to deal with any depreciation on your taxes. Usually, if something is going to go wrong with the equipment, it's going to go wrong past what your lease date is. So you're using the best part of the equipment before it can deteriorate. So really look into those leasing opportunities for those items.
And I bet you watch on those contracts, huh?
Always read the fine print.
All right, develop multiple sales channels because one isn't just enough. There's so many different ways to reach people, and you want the same thing when you're talking about variables. You want to have some variables in where you're getting that income from.
Diversify your income.
That's the word. I was like, where's the word I'm looking for here? Diversify.
For example, if you don't have an e-commerce channel and you can sell your product online, that's a great thing to start up. Start getting that online business that's coming in. If something ever happens with your primary business, you always have a backup. And you can look at other channels too. What are some avenues that you can sell your products or services in to help supplement your income?
Well, businesses have small businesses have a lot of things to deal with on a general basis. You've talked to, in general, about building those relationships as well. Those go a long way too, and continuing to bring in and keeping those customers happy. Is that another area that they could look at?
Relationships are critical in business, whether you're doing B2B or B2C business. You're working with your consumer, but you're also working with your business partners. So it's really important to have those relationships and even cultivate new relationships relationships, because if a vendor goes out of business, for example, or can't get you a product, maybe another vendor can get you a similar product. It's always great to have those backups, and those relationships really help your productivity.
It's amazing what it could lead to, and you don't think about it. It doesn't mean direct cash maybe necessarily, but dang, it can, like you said, it can lead to some great things.
Great opportunities, and maybe even an opportunity to grow your business.
All right, well, if you want to grow your business, you can do that through BBB with all the great resources you have. Free, easy to use, easy to find. Where do they find it?
Head on over to bbb.org. We have all of this content that you can read that we talk about every month. You can check out businesses, check out their ratings, reviews, any complaints, or you can just find information about BBB accreditation. If you are a business owner, I'd be happy to help you.
Cash is king. BBB is king too.
BBB's always king. Do your homework.
Do your homework.
Do your
Okay,
homework.
oh my gosh, your bosses will be very happy that you went down that path. Tiffany, thank you so much for the tips. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.